826-8000. Now,
You guys, you got me in the studio, Larry.
good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined live and in studio by the one and only Kristen Howlett.
Hello, South Shore neighbors.
Hello.
How is everybody this evening?
I know, we haven't heard from everybody.
Wait, you know what's so crazy?
What?
Doesn't it feel like August comes and Mother Nature flips a switch, and it's like fall? It's still warm, but don't you get that fall vibe today?
No, I don't.
You're joking. Were you up this morning? It was like 60 degrees.
Yeah. I mean, I've been sort of indoors all day, and we've had the windows open. But no, yeah, I would love it to be fall. I would love the summer to be over. Sorry, everybody, but I'm not a summer person. But I did do the show. I did do the show with Tracy Grady on Saturday, and I did give a little bit of a sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about tonight. But just in case somebody hasn't caught you on one of your past shows, and I can hear your phone going off. So
I know I got to turn it off.
Yeah, if you can turn it off. You have a moment to reintroduce yourselves to all of our listeners.
Well, yes, my name is Kristen Marie Howlett. I am a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. I service everywhere, you name it, even Nantucket. Well, not yet, but maybe. And yeah, I love buyers. I love sellers. I love everybody. I love real estate.
Yeah. So obviously you've been on the show with me several times, but we decided to start this segment maybe, I don't know, at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So maybe about 8 months that we've been doing this segment. So once a month you join me on a Tuesday night, and we highlight a community south of Boston. In the past we've done Pembroke, which is where our homestead is here. So we've done Pembroke. Last month we did Kingston. We've done Hanover, Plymouth, Situate. We were doing, Marshfield. We did Marshfield. Larry helped us out a lot. So Larry is in studio tonight, over at WATD. And he helped a lot with Marshfield. But this month, we are going to be highlighting Nantucket. And I did say on Saturday that I've never been to Nantucket.
Well, we're going to fix that.
And Tracy nearly fell off her seat because she goes to Nantucket every year. And I know that you go to Nantucket every year, which is why you wanted to do this show. So why don't we start off? Well, first off, if you love Nantucket too, and if you want us to highlight something on Nantucket, why don't you give us a call, or you can text into the studio as well, 781-837-4900. We are live everywhere. We are live on Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, so be sure to follow us, Boston Connect Real Estate, the McNamara Horton Group, Sharon Costa McNamara, all those fun places that you can find us live. We're waving. Hello. So if you're a little shy and you don't want to give a buzz to the studio, again, that number is 781-837-4900. You can leave a comment there. Oh, somebody's watching us on YouTube. First time catching the podcast live. Thanks.
Oh, fun.
Hi.
That's so fun.
Okay.
So I just shared our video.
Nice. Now that you've gotten that out of the way, why don't you sort of highlight the reason why you wanted to talk about Nantucket tonight?
It's just the most wonderful place on earth besides Disneyland. Do you like Disney? Are you a Disney person?
Ethan and I are going to Florida for a week in October, and we are going to do Disney one day. We're doing it at night. We're doing Mickey's Not So Scary.
I do not picture you a Disney person. I think you would go. And
we're going to Universal. That's more of like our jam. But I did want to sort of do the Mickey's Not So Scary because I've never done it before. And you can be there until like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so that's fun.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. It'll be nice. And Disney is not in Nantucket, but
I think Nantucket's way more your jam.
Yeah.
Well, just relax.
See. I mean, I've never been, like I said, so hopefully the show convinces me to go.
Well, I think it will.
Okay.
So, do we want to go into our typical?
Well, I want to talk about why you love Nantucket.
Why I love Nantucket. Oh, I just love it. I feel like when I get off the ferry, when I'm on the ferry, it starts. But when I get off that ferry, it's just this immediate, like, I can like breathe. It is just, you can't be stressed there.
Yeah.
There's no stress. It's just so laid back and cool, and it can be trafficky. Jake lived, my oldest lived over there over the summer, and worked at a bike shop, a Jeep rental and bike shop. And I'm sure he was more frustrated the day to day with, traffic and things like that, because he was driving the cars back and forth. Yeah, it's just, it's magical. And even a rainy day on Nantucket is better than a sunny day at home.
We should have Jake call in or text in to
He's
see.
He's on the train.
Well, he can text in.
Oh,
then.
he can text, yeah.
What was his favorite thing about working on Nantucket?
Oh, yeah, good. I will. I'll text him. But anyways, yeah, I would say probably my friend Jen has rented as long as I've known her, I guess. She always goes to Nantucket. And one of my first experiences with her was my friend Leanne and I went over. She was renting a condo. It was a beautiful, 3-level condo. And we got off the ferry, and Jen she spoils everybody. So she had these perfect little sandwiches made, and had little Cornita, beers for us on ice, and picked us up in the chairs, and we were joking that she was our Sherpa, and she just wanted us to have the best time ever. And we did. We just went. My friend Leanne at the time was in nursing school, and she was studying, and we just chilled out. And since then, we've been lucky enough that Jen bought a house. So the last couple of years we've been able to rent from her. This year we did not, because she was able to. They are staying there. They're there all summer. They got in, I think, the end of June, and they're staying through the entire summer, which was kind of their goal. To be that, why wouldn't you be, right?
Yeah.
So my experience with Jennifer is she spoils you. And when we rented her house, it was the same way. You could go there with literally a bathing suit and a couple of changes of underwear and not have to worry about a thing, because the house is stocked. Everything's there. It's just, she's the hostess with the mostess.
I think that adds to your love for Nantucket, though, because it felt very much like you were being hosted by somebody who was great at it.
Yeah.
And wanted you to love it as much as they do.
You just took the words out of my mouth. That's her biggest thing is they want to share it, so that, because you know what, and we're lucky, we didn't get to rent for the summer, a week in the summer. The past couple of years we've done 4th of July. But I can go off season. We can go, this was the first year we did Daffodil Festival. That's definitely going to be something we do every year. But it's even better in September, October.
Yeah.
Because, the beaches are awesome, but it's just as awesome to put on a coat and, go to Cisco and, just
I mean, who doesn't
chill out.
love to be by the water anyways? But, even in the winter months, it's sort of like a reminder of what's coming. So it's a reminder of what you love. So if you love the beach, you just, take a walk down or take a drive down or something, and just have a little reminder of oh yeah, this is coming.
Yeah. And Jenna Melissa's house is literally walking distance to Nantucket, which is pretty far out, and it's really quiet, but it's the most beautiful sunset. That Nantucket is known for its sunsets. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And a great restaurant called Millie's. Literally, you can walk to Millie's from their house, so it's the best of both worlds. You're in bed at 9 o'clock, but you're up, every morning. Brian and I would get up. We would go for a walk. Excuse me. It's just relaxing and just a nice, I don't know how it's anti-anxiety. I don't know what's the right word I'm trying to use.
Relaxing.
Yeah, it's just a natural Prozac, I guess.
You are relaxed, so that's why you love Nantucket. And we were gonna do Nantucket last month, but we ended up at the last minute switching it to Kingston. I think maybe I don't even remember why, but
I think maybe
you said you wanted more time.
Yeah, to talk about it
and to think about what you love so much about Nantucket. But we always sort of start off the segment with some history and some geography having to do with whatever town that we're talking about, and you love to start off with that point. So we have a little bit of information that we can share with you guys.
So Nantucket is a tiny isolated island off of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. It's a summer destination with dune-backed beaches marked by unpainted cedar shingled buildings, many surrounded by manicured privets. Did I say that right? Privets? Ooh. The cobblestone streets of Nantucket are lined with restaurants, high-end boutiques, and steepled churches. The town's whaling museum recounts the island's role as a 19th century whaling hub. So just like New Bedford, Nantucket was known for it was a big whaling population. The area is 105.3 miles. Population is 11,327. I had... Nantucket has a year-round population of about 14,000 to 15,000. However, this number can swell to over 50,000 during the peak summer months when seasonal residents and tourists flock to the island. If you haven't seen the ferry, like that, especially like the popular,
packed, but like sardines.
It's crazy. Like, when the ferry gets out, everyone comes off. There's, taxis and everybody coming off with their luggage, and it's just really cool. So it was incorporated in 1671, settled in 1641. Nantucket Island, the faraway land, is, as translated from the language of the native Wampanoag tribe, is located 30 miles off the coast of Cape Cod. It's 14 miles in length and 3.5 miles wide. It is a beautiful oasis of over 40% conservation land with plentiful beaches accessible to the public for all to respect and enjoy. That, I think, is my favorite part of why it's not overpopulated. Well, I mean, we just said 50,000, but it's not, it's not overbuilt. There's a lot of conservation land there. Like, my favorite thing now, so Jake worked at a Jeep rental shop, but we've been renting electric bikes, even though, because I'm not a biker. So, but the electric bikes are awesome because it kind of gives you that little push, but we ride all around the island, and it's my favorite part is just driving when there's nothing. I mean, you'll see this big, beautiful house, and then there'll be nothing. But so it's rich in history. In 1602, an Englishman named Bartholomew Gosnold first sighted the island, and then it was settled in 1659. In the late 1600s, whales were found offshore between 1750 and 1840. The island was one of the major whaling ports in North America. With the decline of the whaling industry in the 1880s, Nantucket became a mecca for the tourism industry and is still drawing people to its natural and everlasting beauty, along with its first-rate attractions, accommodations, and restaurants. So, how do you get there?
Yeah, how do you get there?
I take the high-speed ferry.
You take the high-speed ferry.
From Hyannis.
Okay.
Jake is a big fan of the New Bedford ferry, which is it's a little bit longer, but he loves that. Or you can just do the Steamship Authority, which is maybe 2 hours. If you need to bring your car over, you have to take steamship. But yeah, I like being there in an hour.
So I have on my list the Steamship Authority, high-speed, and traditional car ferry departs from Hyannis. Highline Cruises, it's a high-speed ferry, departs from Hyannis. Also, inter-island services from Oak Bluffs. That's in Martha's Vineyard. There's the Freedom Cruise Line that departs out of Harwichport, Mass. And Sea Streak. It's high-speed ferry from New Bedford.
Yeah, that's what Jake likes.
That's his fave?
Yeah, it's a little less crowded. It's a little longer, but yeah, he loves that one. So you would take, you honestly don't even need a car over there. You could, if you did a day trip, like Julia last summer did a day trip, and you can get off the ferry. There's plenty of places to eat, to drink. You could walk to a beach. You could sit in the shade.
Yeah.
You could rent a bike. You could, there's plenty for you to do in just that little downtown area. Or you can take the Wave, which is free. It's like a little bus. You could take the Wave all the way to Nantucket and back. So there's little...
So there's public transportation there.
Public transportation. You can walk downtown. Everybody wants to go to Cisco. And there's a Cisco in New Bedford, and the Cisco in Nantucket is just awesome. They have bands and live entertainment, and they have food trucks, and it's just a fun place to go to. So they have a shuttle from downtown that will take you to Cisco and then take you back, which is really the safest way to go.
Yeah.
Especially if you're at Cisco drinking, you know.
Back to transportation, a fun fact that I found was from 1900 to 1918, Nantucket was one of the few jurisdictions in the United States that banned automobiles.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So Nantucket can be reached by sea from the mainland, again, with those cruises or ferries that we talked about, or by private boat, of course. It also has Nantucket Memorial Airport.
Well, and that's why I'm so mad at myself, because that was one thing I should see if somebody can look it up for us. I watched an old chronicle on Nantucket, and said that there were some date that Nantucket Airport is getting super popular. More people are flying in there. Nantucket itself is getting super popular. Brian and I were just there a couple of weeks ago, and one of the girls that we were talking to there said, I loved Nantucket when no one knew about it. Before, now it's like TikTok, and everybody's like, get ready with me and go to Nantucket. Everyone's making it a little bit more popular. So it definitely is, kind of trending right now. So more people are flying in, but we just rented, we stayed at the Nantucket Inn, which has recently been renovated, and it's right across from the airport. And it's a great location too. The Nantucket Inn was wonderful.
So I'm continuing to read on, and it says a 2-runway airport on the south side of the island. The airport is one of the busiest in Massachusetts.
Yes.
And often logs more takeoffs and landing on a summer day than Boston's Logan Airport.
I said that to Brian, and he did not believe me.
So this is due in part to the large number of private planes used by wealthy summer inhabitants, and in part to the 10-seat Cessna? Cessna.
Yes.
Used by several commercial air carriers to serve the island community.
So that's what I was saying. I'm mad at myself because I didn't, but you are the radio show extraordinaire, because you knew to pick that up.
Yeah.
But Brian didn't believe me, right? And then there's some days that there's more flights leaving Nantucket than there are in Logan Airport.
Nantucket Regional Transit Authority operates a seasonal island-wide shuttle bus to many destinations, including Surfside Beach. How do you say that? The airport, and then
Sconset.
Okay, so Sconset. Until 1917, Nantucket was served by the narrow-gauge Nantucket Railroad. We somehow get a railroad in every single town that we talk about.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I know. I wonder where the railroad. Wait, what did it say about the railroad?
Nantucket was served by
what
the
did it say about the railroad?
Railroad. There was one.
All right. So, do you know what the nickname for Nantucket is?
Oh, is it the Gray Lady?
She's the Gray Lady. Yeah.
But why?
The fog. The fog rolls in. Can be super foggy, and then it rolls out.
I feel like that could be dangerous.
Some days.
For like boaters and for
I bet
the
there's times that,
people.
Yeah. I bet there's times that the ferry can't run. We had a rough the ferry coming home when we were just there. It's the first time. Well, no, there was another time, but this time was pretty rough. There was a storm coming in, and it was.
This says the nickname also reflects the island's muted color palette. So with its weathered gray shingle-style houses, cobblestone streets, and sea-worn landscapes that blend seamlessly into the misty atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have sort of like a misty color.
Mm-hmm.
There was something, I think we'll get to it, but like sort of what the aesthetic is, you know, with the steeples and, the older homes. Those are something that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, they're very much into the aesthetic and the what is it called? The preservation, like they're very strict on colors and things. And bye, Mary.
Bye, Mary.
See you.
See ya. Mary's leaving.
Love you. Bye.
History and culture. So some more. So we talked about the early settlement. Let's talk about some significance. So it's the whaling capital. By the early 1700s, Nantucket became the world's leading whaling port. Nantucket whalers traveled as far as the Pacific Ocean in search of sperm whales prized for their oil. The island's economy boomed, making it one of the wealthiest communities in colonial America. Quaker influence. The island was strongly influenced by Quaker values, which shaped its social and cultural environment. The Quakers promoted education, simplicity, and I don't know what that word is, egalitarianism? Whatever that is, which were central to Nantucket's development. The decline of the whaling industry in the mid-19th century led to economic hardship, but it also preserved the island from modern development. So today, Nantucket is a National Historic Landmark District, renowned for its well-preserved historical architecture and cobblestone streets. I think that's what I love most about.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't say that's what I love most about Nantucket is because I've never been, but it's what I love most about, some places in Edgartown or, Oak Bluffs where it's like the cobblestone streets. That's how much, that's why I love, some of the streets in Newport, Rhode Island. Like the cobblestone, I just love
Me
it.
too.
And like the muted colors, like we were talking about earlier.
And I love when they they maintain the integrity of I'm a rule follower anyways, and I'm kind of a sucker for nostalgia. So I like that things are the same. Things may change a little bit, but when you go there, it's probably, the same as it was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And I like that. I'm a sucker for that.
What are some things to do there? So you go there every year. What are some of the things that you do, either just by yourself or with your family? Because I know that there's a lot of beaches, so we'll get into the beaches in a minute. But what are some of the things that you guys enjoy doing?
So
there?
the past couple of years, we've gone on 4th of July, which we loved. There's a great downtown parade, and the fire station. The fire trucks are in the middle, and they do squirt guns and they do the hoses, and the kids are going crazy, and it's just like small town Americana fun. It's just good old-fashioned fun, really.
Yeah.
But things to do, the number one would be Brand Point Lighthouse, and that's what you see as soon as you come into it. That's kind of iconic for Nantucket. As soon as you come in through the ferry, that's the lighthouse that you see.
It's the second oldest lighthouse in America.
Yeah, that's another one that we're talking about lighthouses, right?
Yeah, when we were talking about Situate, we talked about the lighthouse.
Yep. The Whaling Museum is downtown Nantucket. That's where, a lot of the times, that's where we get the wave. And housed in a former candle factory, the museum offers a deep dive into Nantucket's whaling history. Very significant, too, with New Bedford Whaling Museum. I love that stuff. I love how they used to, like you were saying, the oil and, what made whaling so popular.
Yeah.
Well, now we know that it's not very nice to do, but...
Yeah.
Sconset, you were talking about that.
Yeah, Sconset Village.
The Bluff Walk. Sconset's really cute. Pretty, same thing, pretty iconic. We're going to look into renting there, I think, next year. It's just cute little cottages. The beaches are awesome. Last year we rode our bikes down and we went and we got sandwiches and we sat and we had our sandwiches, and then we did the Bluff Walk, which is kind of just walking along the whole beach, and it was awesome. Yeah, it's a great, just the bird watching is beautiful. It's really pretty. Jethro Coffin House is downtown Nantucket. It's the oldest house in Nantucket, built in 1686. Offers a glimpse into the early colonial life on the island. I've never been to the Jethro Coffin House.
Well, neither have I.
But I just thought, too, I think Ellen and John are going, or they haven't gone, or they did go. My memory is so bad
I wonder if
lately.
she's watching. She usually does.
My memory is so bad lately. I can't remember what I did yesterday. Anyway.
Probably real estate.
Probably. And then Cisco Brewery, popular local hangout. It's more than a brewery. It's a distillery and a winery with live music, food trucks, and a lively atmosphere. They have the sample local brews. Do you drink any of the Cisco beers, like Whale's Tail or?
I personally don't, but I've served it for years.
Yeah,
people love it.
I love Whale's Tail. And Jake likes, it's called the Blue Haired Lady, which is beer. I think it's a Whale's Tail, and then they do a shot of the blueberry vodka.
Nice.
And like we said, then they have the food truck. So, there's anywhere from pizza to Millie's to there's always something there, maybe 3 or 4 food trucks. So Cisco doesn't serve food, but the food trucks, you can grab something, go back to your table and eat and drink and dance and just have fun.
Yeah, I love that. I've been to breweries like that in other places. Narragansett does something like that. You know, they just sell their beers and, they have food trucks or anybody come in and, do the food part. And
you know what I've been
your table.
all over lately?
What?
So funny that you said that is Narragansett blueberry beer.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a very summery beer.
I wish I had one right now.
Yeah. Oh, well. Sconset Bluff Walk. So that's
what I was talking about. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So we're here to talk about that.
Yep. Well, it's just part of, Sconset is just the little community, and then the Sconset Bluff Walk is where you can just walk. And there's cute little houses on they're not little, don't know. That was poor words.
Poor word.
Beautiful houses on the left, and then the ocean is on the right if you're walking through, and it's really pretty.
Okay, so talk to me about the Daffodil Festival. So what is that? I know that you went to it this year and you now want to go every year. So what did you guys do?
It seemed like it was the kickoff to summer. So kickoff and we lucked out with weather this year. It was just fabulous. It was first celebrated in the 1970s as a way to mark the island's early spring. And over the decades, it's grown into a major annual event drawing both locals and visitors to Nantucket. The island blooms with over 3 million daffodils. Daffodils are everywhere.
Wow.
And then they have an old-fashioned vintage car parade downtown.
That's so cool.
Someone that we know from Easton was there, and he was dressed up as Evel Knievel this year. Todd Texera, he was hysterical. He was on like a little Vespa, but he was dressed up. And so then it goes from Main Street all the way down to Sconset, and people line the streets, and everybody goes crazy. And again, just old town Americana fun.
I wonder if all those cars are already there, or do you have to bring them over on the ferry?
A good question.
Isn't it a good question?
Yeah, they were all old cars.
Yeah.
Yes, so it has to be a vintage.
Yeah, I would be nervous to
we'd
bring
have
my old vintage car over on the ferry. But it says the centerpiece of the weekend is an antique art car parade where more than 100 vintage automobiles adorned with daffodils starts on Main Street through downtown Nantucket and out to the quaint village of Sconset. I love that.
Yeah, it was all about every car had a theme, and the family. Everyone was involved. It was pretty cool.
There's also the Nantucket Wine and Food Festival, so that happens in May. So
which I've never been, but I've heard nothing but great things about.
Yeah, I've actually heard of this one. I've never heard of the daffodil one, which is interesting because it seems like it would be one that everybody knows. But one of the island's most anticipated events, attracting food and wine enthusiasts from around the world. It's a 5-day celebration featuring tastings, dinners, and seminars. Celebrity chefs, renowned winemakers, and local culinary talent come together for this gourmet experience. Signature events like a harbor gala and grand tastings are a must attend.
I know my friend Bridie used to go every year. Her sister either worked at a winery or had some connection, and they used to go every year, and she loved it.
Nantucket Film Festival that happens in June. So that was established in 1996. The festival celebrates screenwriting and storytelling in film. It's known for its intimate setting and focus on the art of storytelling. Screenings of independent films, panel discussions, and conversations with filmmakers and actors. The festival has featured many Oscar award-winning films and industry legends. The fosters a creative atmosphere on the island, attracting both locals and visitors who are passionate about cinema.
I know, that sounds fun.
Yeah, and also the Nantucket Food and Wine Festival that supports local businesses and benefits island charities, emphasizing Nantucket's commitment to philanthropy. And I feel like that stuff like that helps it preserve like what Nantucket is, and keeping its charm and not being so modernized, like we said in the beginning.
Yeah.
What happens on the 4th of July?
Oh, so fun. Just fun. Fireworks on Jetty's Beach. And Jetty's Beach has this great restaurant called the Sandbar, which is just awesome. Yeah. Just awesome. So yeah, they have fireworks there. And like I said, on the actual 4th of July, they have downtown, you go, there's food trucks everywhere, and there's, little local artisans that set up and you can shop, and all the downtown shops are open. And it's a water gun with the fire department. The fire trucks are in the middle, and it's really? So fun. Yeah. Yeah. The day features parades, games, and the famous water fight between fire departments. Fireworks over Jetty's Beach provides a spectacular conclusion.
Yeah, Nantucket Garden Festival, so that is also in July, celebrates the island's lush gardens and historical heritage. It includes a garden tours, workshops, and lectures. Tours of private gardens, hand-on gardening workshops, and presentations by landscape designers and horticulturists. The festival emphasizes sustainable gardening practices, aligning with Nantucket's broader environmental conservation efforts.
I love all the window boxes and the planters, like it's just the flowers are just breathtaking.
Oh, this one I have heard too. The Christmas stroll in December. So a beloved island tradition where Nantucket transforms into a winter wonderland, marking the start of the holiday season. So carolers in Victorian attire, the arrival of Santa Claus by boat, and a holiday marketplace featuring local artisans. The event concludes with a community tree lighting. Oh, community, not committee. Community tree lighting. The Christmas stroll fosters a strong sense of community, drawing both locals and visitors together to celebrate the holiday spirit in a quintessential Nantucket way.
Yeah, perfect.
When is the best time to visit, do you think?
Well, I mean, midsummer, if you wanted to go over for the day, is great. You can go to the beach and, really have a great day. Get first ferry out, last ferry out. But really, I think April and all the way to like September, October is also an awesome time to go. Most of the restaurants, I think, don't close until like October. So you can really, it's maybe a little bit more chilly. Although I feel like our weather's like a month behind anyways now. Don't you feel like that? September's like a little bit warmer, and
I don't know. I feel like I feel like September can still be hot.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like we're like a month behind where it typically used to. I feel like June is a little bit colder now, and now it pushes out into September.
Yeah, and October can really go either way.
Yeah.
I feel like over the years, it's just sort of been like, is it gonna still be warm, or is it just going right into fall when it comes to October?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I would check out. So we've been lucky enough to stay at the Nantucket Hotel, which is downtown, and like I said, Brian just surprised me with our anniversary with the Nantucket Inn, and it was beautiful.
Yeah,
and I loved that they had just renovated it, and the people that worked there were so nice, and it was in a great location, right? Like I said, right across from the airport. They had a shuttle that took us downtown, like work. It was like every third. You don't need a car. You go by foot. Wear some comfortable shoes and plan to walk.
Yeah, there's a little note here. Ditch the car. Nantucket is small and easily navigable by bike or on foot. Biking is a popular way to get around in many rental shops and scenic bike paths.
Yeah.
The Wave. Oh, look, the Wave, the island shuttle bus service, is also a convenient option.
Yeah, you can take the Wave anywhere. I know when Julia went, I just said to her, you can, like, if you've never been, just focus on downtown. And then the next time you go, maybe you'd want to go out to Sconset, or, you can still just focus on, there's plenty to do right downtown. Restaurants, oh my God, there's so many. Lola.
Yeah, talk about the restaurants, because that was the one thing that I didn't look up. Are some restaurants.
So we love Lola. Have you ever been to Lola in Seaport?
No.
So Lola is pretty. I think it's a chain, and it has the so it'll be like Lola 41, Lola 42, depending on the where you're. What is that called? When the line on the equator, like where you're, the equator line.
The equator.
What is that called?
That's what it's the equator.
Like
I don't know if you have to put line.
No, but what is that? What is that called? Like the points.
Oh,
I'm sounding so dumb right
gosh.
now.
The,
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know. Now you made it. Now you made it leave
I
my
know.
hand.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I can't think.
we'll get back to it.
Larry,
Anyways.
help us. What are we trying to say? The longitude and latitude.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Lola. Longitude, latitude. So
Okay,
it'd
there
be
we
like
go.
Lola 41. So anyways, it is a fantastic restaurant. It's fun. It's downtown. It's great. You need a reservation.
Yeah.
Sometimes tough to get into.
Yeah.
We love Brotherhood of Thieves, which is downtown. They have the most delicious buffalo chicken Caesar salad. Love it. My mouth is watering thinking about it right now. Another, as soon as you get off the ferry, there's a great barbecue place that we go to all the time.
Ooh, I love
Backyard
barbecue.
Yep,
Ooh, I
Backyard
love that.
Barbecue. There's Crew. There's, oh my gosh, so many restaurants to even talk about. Something for everybody. Brian surprised me last year. For our anniversary, we went over and the weather wasn't supposed to be great. There's a restaurant called Galley Beach and you can never get in. So the night before, we were kind of thinking about, where would we go? Brian was trying to get reservations at Lola. I'm like, we've already been there. Why don't we try Galley? So we ended up calling, and guess what? They had a reservation.
Yeah.
So you go we got there at 7:30. We got to watch the sunset. It was amazing.
How did you score that?
I think
what an anniversary gift from whoever.
People thought that it was going to be lousy weather.
Yeah.
So it is like the ultimate. And we had drinks. We watched the most magnificent sunset. Then they shuttle you in. They give you dinner. And it was, from start to finish, the most delicious dinner I've ever had.
Good.
That was an experience. And the funny thing is, we were going to walk from downtown, which it is kind of a walk. And I had nice shoes on. And halfway down, we found a pedicab who picked us up. And he rode us to it was like maybe a mile left. And I was so thankful.
Oh my gosh.
I was so thankful that we didn't
I've
have
never
to.
done one of those.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We always talk about some notable people who are from the towns that we highlight. So I think one of the more popular Meghan Trainor. So she is a singer and songwriter. She's from Nantucket. I
think her dad, so Brian just got Jake a nice watch for graduating from college. Mm-hmm. And he was going to Nantucket. And the jeweler told him, Meghan Trainor's dad owns a jewelry store in Nantucket. So he could help you out with the if you wanted to get a watch band.
Let's see some of the other people that we have.
Well, one of the big ones is, what's his name from Barstool?
He lives there now. I don't know what town he's from. I don't think he's from Nantucket.
No, he's not from Nantucket, but I think he's like Nantucket.
Dave Portnoy, founder of Barstool Sports, actually purchased the most expensive home to ever sell in Nantucket.
I think in Massachusetts.
And probably
I think
Massachusetts,
that was.
but I do have a little cheat sheet. So he actually purchased 2 homes, it's sort of a compound, and that sold for $42 million.
$42 million.
Yeah, so most expensive.
Do you watch his videos with Miss Peaches and how she keeps escaping?
She keeps escaping. I know that he owns a couple properties. That's just because I know it from social media. That he owns a couple properties in Nantucket and also, around the world probably. But yeah, no, he put. last year in September, he purchased the most expensive home ever sold in Nantucket, impossible,
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
I think Jake would probably know better, but I think he loved Nantucket. He went to Nantucket, and then something happened, and then I think he didn't feel like he was getting the love from Nantucket. But now he's back, and everybody loves him. Yeah.
He's back. We did look up, of course, this is a real estate show, so we're going to be talking about real estate as well. We only have about 5 minutes left, so 12 active listings. I feel like there are a lot of things, like when I read the article about Dave Portnoy and him purchasing his home in Nantucket, it was off market. So
Of course.
a lot of those homes are going off market. They have private showings and things like that. So take these numbers with a grain of salt. But, if you just look up in MLS PIN, which is what we use, there's also Cape in the Islands, MLS, and stuff like that. But in MLS PIN, there's 12 active listings, 3 contingent or under agreement. So that means 3 that have accepted offers, and 11 year-to-date sold. So I don't think that those numbers are accurate at all. I think that they are higher. They would be higher, but there's a lot of off-market deals.
Let's just say that maybe our show tonight made you decide that you want to buy a house in Nantucket.
Yeah.
Let's see what you would have to be pre-approved for.
Okay.
So, 41 Jefferson Ave just hit the market. It's 21 rooms, 10 bedrooms, 10 full baths, and it's on the market for a mere $29,900.
29,000?
29 million.
29 million.
975,000.
Oh, I should look that one up.
31 Western Avenue in Nantucket is it's Douglas Elliman, listed by Carl Lindvall, a mere $6 million.
Oh, bargain.
5 North Water Street in Nantucket. It is listed by Boston Urban Partners, Jonathan Dutch, $12,995,000. Let's see. More in my snack bracket would be 3 Honeysuckle Lane, 10 rooms, 4 beds for a mere $2.6 million.
Very nice.
That one's listed by JD Advisors. But interestingly enough, one beautiful $2 million house did just sell in Nantucket for $200,000. But you know why?
Why?
Because it's probably going to end up in the ocean any moment.
Oh, no.
The erosion is, Jake just pulled up recently how it shows the erosion on the beach, like the time-lapse
Oh
photography.
my gosh, we didn't even talk about beaches. We didn't even talk about beaches. How
There's so
silly
much
are
to
we?
talk
There's
about.
only 4 minutes left, so we don't even really have the time, but there's so many beaches. So there's 40th Pole,
Nantucket,
Cisco,
yeah, Surfside,
Cathcart, Eel Point, Jetties, Low. There's just so many beaches. Oh my gosh, how silly are we? Surfside, Smiths Point, yeah. So if you like the beach, I mean, I feel like that would be the perfect place to
you
go.
have to go to the beach there.
I'm going to give you a moment to give your contact information out in case anybody wants to see any of those properties in Nantucket or anywhere else in Massachusetts. Or anywhere else in Massachusetts. How can people get in touch with you?
Well, they can call me at 617-448-4896. Again, 617-448-4896. You can reach out to me at Kristen@BostonConnect.com or Facebook.
Yeah.
Kristen
what's your
Howlett,
Facebook?
real estate. I forget.
Are you back to having 2 Instagrams?
No, I got a new phone.
Yeah.
And then I had to log in. Yeah. It was a little confusing there for a little bit. But yes.
But
or
now
you
we're not
could just-
confused.
Again, I keep saying this. Once my daughter is moving back to school on Saturday, once she's back, I'm going to be in this office all the time.
I really hope
Working
so.
like a dog.
I know. I miss seeing you almost every day. It's
Well,
what
you will
happens
be.
in the summertime because even this summer, everyone has been so busy, which I'm so proud of everybody. I've been saying that every time
We are
somebody's on the
busy.
show. Yeah. The whole office is busy. Somebody asked me something. I was out of the office yesterday. I did take a personal day to celebrate my boyfriend's birthday. We went golfing. It was
Happy
my first
birthday,
time.
Ethan.
Yes, happy birthday, Ethan. And I came back and I was like, I had 7 closings to take care of. I had seven deposits to make. I had all this, and I'm like, oh my.
You know what? You know
Busy.
what would be great? We should celebrate ourselves a little bit. We should start talking about the great things that we're doing at Boston Connect here.
Yeah. I mean, we should just do a whole
we're
show.
busy. I have a closing tomorrow.
Oh, well, congratulations. I love that for you. As you're smiling. Hi. Okay, last minute thoughts. Favorite things about Nantucket? Go.
Everything. Just go. If you live in Massachusetts and you are within driving distance to Hyannis and you can hop on, or New Bedford, or wherever.
Or if you have a private plane.
Or if you have a private plane. Or if you have a friend who has a private plane. Make the trip. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. You've got to do it. You just have to go. Just go for the day. Fall in love. Maybe it's not your thing. I know Sharon is definitely a vineyard girl.
Yeah, Sharon's a vineyard girl,
Yeah.
and we love that. I will be back with Sharon live on Saturday at 8 a.m. And we're going to be talking real estate and getting into the groove again. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, I'll see you on Saturday.
Thank
you can
you.
find all of our contact information on bostonconnect.com. You can call us here at the office, 781-826-8000. Thank you so much, everybody.
Have a good night.